बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। हेलो दोस्तों, कैसे हो आप? मैं हूं एन मोहम्मद आजम रियाज और आप देख रहे हैं जीएन न्यूज़ उर्दू। आज तारीख है
The 14th of May 2022 Russia-Ukraine war. Ukraine ready 41 war crimes cases against Russian soldiers. Ukraine is preparing 41 war crimes cases against Russian troops. Live, Russia-Ukraine war. Ukrainian forces continue pushback to Kharkiv. Moscow will cut off electricity supplies to Finland following the NATO decision. US and Russian defense ministers make first contact after invasion of Ukraine. Ukraine's war crimes investigators say they are ready to prosecute 41 suspects. Follow DW for more. Ukrainian officials say conditions on the battlefield are far worse than at the start of the war. This state is Donald Trump's Achilles heel. Analysis: Trump is struggling to control his mega movement. NATO membership reduces the risk. Swedish policy review results. NATO, Finland and Sweden move closer to membership. Around the world news: Russia's nuclear threat attempts to intimidate. Former NATO Secretary General Anders Fogh Rasmussen sees the nuclear threat as an attempt to threaten the alliance. Erdogan says Turkey opposes Finland, Sweden and NATO membership. Ankara can prevent the couple from joining the US-led military alliance. A consensus is needed on new members. Africa floods in South Africa in April have doubled the magnitude of the climate crisis, scientists say. United States: 7 more people were rescued from a sinking boat near Puerto Rico. Middle East news: Syria, 10 killed, 9 injured in rocket attack on bus. State media: the state news agency SANA reported that the attackers hit a military bus west of Aleppo province with anti-tank rockets. Lebanon is a crisis-ridden country. The United Nations says about 80% of its people live in poverty. UN Security Council condemns assassination of Shireen Abu Akleh. The council also called for an immediate and impartial investigation into the death of an Al Jazeera journalist who was shot dead earlier this week. While we were mourning for Shireen Abu Akleh, we were attacked by Israeli police. They have no shame. Today we mourn, tomorrow we will pick up the pieces of our struggle. The Palestinians will ensure that justice is done for Shireen Abu Akleh, and for the thousands of others who have been killed by Israeli forces before. Can the Palestinian people get their opinion after the killing of Shireen? The Israeli army beat mourners at the funeral of Shireen Abu Akleh. Shireen Abu Akleh, lawyers say the United States is not an objectionable observer. With the flow of US aid to Israel, Palestinian rights activists say Washington is complicit in Israeli abuses. Israel fired missiles at a central Syrian town, killing 5 people. 5 people, including a civilian, were killed and 7 wounded in the missile strikes, according to state media. Asian news: Taiwan seizes opportunity for opening. China has banned citizens from leaving the country for unnecessary reasons. France condemns arrest of 2 Iranians. Iran nuclear talks blocked. EU foreign policy chief says stalled talks have resumed after fresh talks in Tehran. Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, president of the United Arab Emirates, one of the richest kings in the world, has died at the age of 73. In Morocco, 73 new cases of corona without death were recorded. Protests will continue in Sri Lanka as the new prime minister struggles to form a government. The appointment of Ranil Wickremesinghe failed to appease protesters demanding the president's resignation over the economic crisis. Unrest in Sri Lanka. Order issued to shoot soldiers spotted in Colombo. Concerns over a military takeover are growing, although senior defense officials have denied it. Biden praised the new era in Southeast Asian relations at the key summit. U.S. President Joe Biden told leaders of the 10-member ASEAN bloc that the summit in Washington, D.C., marks a new era in relations. India: dozens killed in New Delhi commercial building fire. A huge fire at a commercial building in the Indian capital has killed at least 27 people and injured dozens more. Authorities said the building did not have fire safety equipment. Grandson or $650,000, Indian parents take son to court. The couple sued the son, demanding that he and his wife either have a grandson within a year or spend about $650,000 on it. Afghan students panic after Islamic State attacks touching about 50 degrees Celsius when the country is engulfed in a heat wave. Parts of the country were scorched by temperatures of about 50 degrees Celsius as authorities warned of severe water shortages.
Pakistani news PTI Punjab President Shaukat Mahmood has issued a warning to the Punjab government on the arrest of party leaders and workers in Sialkot. Shaukat Mahmood said that he condemned the arrest of PTI leaders in Sialkot. PTI Punjab President Shaukat Mahmood has issued a warning to the Punjab government on the arrest of party leaders and workers in Sialkot. Shaukat Mahmood condemns arrest of PTI leaders in Sialkot. Arrests cannot stop PTI Sialkot rally. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf PTI leader Usman Dar posted pictures and video on his Twitter account saying that he and 3 PTI members were in the car of the prisoners. Usman Dar. U.S. State Department spokesman Ned Price said that the United States would not allow any propaganda, misinformation, rumors and lies in the way of its bilateral relations with Pakistan. During a press briefing on Wednesday, he was responding to a question on whether former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan was still blaming the United States for overthrowing his government and continuing his anti-U.S. campaign. Relations between Pakistan and the United States Interior Minister Rana Sanaullah on Thursday said that former Prime Minister Imran Khan would not be allowed to spread chaos in the country and all decisions, including early elections, would be taken in consultation with allies. Prime Minister Shahbaz and key PMLN members of his cabinet have been in London for the past 2 days to meet party leader Nawaz Sharif and seek his guidance on issues related to politics and economy. PTI in trouble. Big news came from the court. Sindh High Court seeks restraining order on PTI. Announced local body election schedule rejected. Defense Minister Khwaja Mohammad Asif has said that he will take the people into confidence in 48 hours for making important decisions.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe this channel.